haven't left. We still exist. It's me, Lamont Tyson. It's the living legend, Larry. And we're coming to you on Sunday to give you the Monday morning stock game plan. And before we begin, my brother Larry, how you feeling?
I'm feeling like I need to make some money this week.
Well, that's the goal of this Sunday, Monday morning game plan, to help you not only make money,
my life gains on.
Exactly. Help you get those life gains. And that device that Larry is holding up, that's on my list for you to sell. If you own shares of that, you need to trim because they're not going to move again probably till late April. You want to trim those. But before we get going, let me shout out everybody that's in the house. Tressa C, we hope you are doing well and you're warm. A segment on this show is actually dedicated to disaster relief stocks and how individuals can invest in disaster relief stocks, keeping in mind what just happened in Texas. And shout out to everybody else that's watching. Please be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Larry's channel. So, Larry, we've got this thing broken down into a couple of categories. Number one, I think we need to keep up with what's going on in the cryptos because it's gaining more legitimacy. So I've got cryptos for you, disaster stocks dealing with what's going on with Texas, and what's really, really hot right now, Larry, that has seemed to just kind of been flat. The EV push is coming back, Larry. It is coming back. And I was doing some reading, as I always do for this game plan. Now, for those of you that want to keep up with where I get my information from, I get it from about 4 sources. Barron's Magazine, I have a subscription to them. Market Beat, one of my go-tos, I have a subscription with them. Alpha G, I have a subscription with them. And CNBC is where I pull all my information from. And when I see a consistent pattern, that's how I know what I need to tell you guys because I know that's what's coming. So, Larry, where would you like to start this thing? The disaster area, the cryptos, the EV, or a new IPO dropping tomorrow?
All right. Well, I'm gonna before I pick, I just wanted, since you were going over your subscriptions, I want to say that I actually just subscribed to the Motley Fool. And the reason why I did is because American Express has a special right now where if you go into the American Express offers and add it to your American Express card, the Motley Fool subscription is $99, and then American Express will actually reimburse you for that. So you just go ahead and pay for it on your American Express card, and then American Express will just go ahead and refund it with a bill credit on there. So it comes out being free. So check that out if you have an American Express card. You're interested in the Motley Fool. So let's start off with EVs. Somebody already mentioned CCIV in the comments section, so let's touch on EVs.
That's my folk, Alex Richardson, my big family from Rose High, doing it big now in the Robin Hood game, making lots of money. Somebody sent me an email. They wanted me to touch on the tax implications of investing in stocks. So, Larry, this is only going to take a minute.
Okay.
Number one, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about the type of traders. You have a day trader, you have swing traders, you have long-term hold people. In terms of the tax code, anything you jump in and jump out of in less than a year is going to be taxed as ordinary income. So basically, any income that you have coming into your house, whether it be a job, whether it be someone just writes you a check for $2,000, it gets taxed as ordinary income. The way it doesn't get taxed as ordinary income is if you hold it longer than a year. Now, how do you finagle around that? If you have a Roth IRA and you want to be a day trader or a swing trader, you can do it that way, and you won't get taxed as ordinary income. Or you can do like
pull your money out.
Right. Or you can do like I do. I have an LLC in which I do real estate, and because I'm always renovating my properties, I'm always fixing my properties, I tend to take a loss on those properties. And at the end of the day, the way my setup is done, everything flows through my personal. So my LLCs do, my investments do. And I use that as a leverage to draw down my income so that I'm not really paying the full ordinary tax price that you pay on that income. And so that's a quick synopsis of what you need to understand when it comes to investing in stocks and making money. When you hop in and you hop out, if you don't have a way to leverage that, you are going to be paying ordinary income taxes if you hop in and hop out in less than 365 days. So we got a super chat.
I was just gonna say, make sure with your taxes, and this goes for everyone who runs their own business, earns money on the side of a traditional, regular employer situation. Put tax money aside, and that goes for everything. I mean, as a YouTuber, I have to put money aside. So because if you don't you should pay your taxes quarterly, but if you don't at the end of the year, you're going to get whacked for those taxes. They are going to come for their money. So make sure you have it, because otherwise you'll get hit with it, and you'll get hit with penalties. So,
or you do like I do. You get you a good CPA who knows taxes for YouTubers, real estate, and all that. And he can tell you if quarterly is best for you. I don't pay quarterly. Or if you have your system set up where you're drawing down enough expenses against your income, you're not going to be in a whole lot of trouble. So at the end of the day, I would always advocate that you, at the very least, you don't have to hire them, but talk to a CPA who understands LLC, the type of businesses you're making income in, which for me is real estate, YouTube, and the medical field, or whatever you do. Just talk to them, tell them what your goals are, see what they say, and if you like them, they've got a good reputation, use them. Believe it or not, if you're making a decent amount of money, a good CPA is a lifesaver. He'll tell you the nuances. He'll tell you where you can bend in the tax code. And that's how I've been able to tell you guys all these different things that I've gone through, because I've got an excellent CPA. And if you're in the Greensboro area, he has room for more clients. But what Larry said is true too. If you don't have all that, be sure you're putting money aside. And Family Dad, thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. People like you hold this channel down. I'm grateful. So Larry wants to. Oh my Lord, have mercy, my Lord, have mercy.
There we go. There we go. They're coming with it. They're coming with it. Whack, 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 whack. They're coming with it.
And
bobbing and weaving.
This one is special to me, because there was a time I used to play this brother in basketball, and he'll remember this story. I hard fouled him by accident and kind of got him in the private area because he put a crossover on me that was so vicious, Larry. My legs got stuck. I'm reaching and failing. I'm trying to grab him, and I made a mistake and whacked him in the private. And then he almost dunked it. After he crossed me up, he almost dunked it. But AJ, I appreciate that, homie. You know how we do. And I want to see everybody get them life gains, because it's there. You just got to be smart about your money, invest properly, read the tea leaves, and you can do it too, my brother. I'm happy for where you've gone at. So I appreciate that super chat. So Larry wants to talk about the EV. So Larry, let's shake this EV tree. So I read a excerpt in Barron's magazine. I do have that subscription, and they was talking about 3 EV makers that was hot last year, and everything has been flat, if you haven't noticed, Larry, in the EV market, except for SPACs. SPACs that are going to be merging with EVs have been hot, but the EVs that are already stocks have been flat. So they talked about 3 that we should look at. So let me give you the first one. So the first one on this list is XL Fleet. And as you can see, Barron's magazine is rating them as it should have a 70% upside. The current price is $17.50. It's got a pretty decent buy rating, and the consensus target is $30. And here's what XL Fleet does: develops and deploys hybrid electric solutions for commercial and municipal vehicle markets in North America. Its products include hybrid electric drive systems, data analytics systems that measure key automotive performance indicators such as miles per gallon, performance, carbon dioxide emissions, hybrid electric fleet vehicles, new in-use lines, and a whole assortment of other things. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why they are big on them is because they already have a contract with the government. And what has Joe Biden said he wants to do, Larry?
Yeah, he wants to make the whole federal government's fleet all EV.
Exactly. And that's what Barron's was highlighting. So, ladies and gentlemen, put this on your game plan for the coming week. XL Fleet. The next one is one Larry's familiar with, Fisher. You remember that one, don't you, Larry?
Yeah.
So here they're giving them a buy rating with an upside of 23.1%. And if you didn't know, I think Larry, didn't you get in them for a little while?
I can't remember. I want to say yes and then got out. I probably got in real early and then they ran up a little bit. I got out.
Okay, so here's where they're diversified in their EV game. Look at this. The company is developing an electric SUV, the Ocean. The differentiating feature for this company is offering the Ocean will be made in parts of recycled materials from the ocean, and the company has 10,000 non-binding orders. Plus, the company has an agreement with Magna International to outsource the manufacturing of the Ocean. This may leave investors concerned about sacrificing some of the sustainable features that would make the car unique in the name and efficiency. Investors will have to wait for the revenue, but it's true for many that this EV stock, however, it come down by 30% if post IP surge make the shares far more attractive. And you can see right here, they've got a 6 buy rating, only a 2 hold, but the target price they're giving you is $22.14, which is a 23% rise. Ladies and gentlemen, they are a good one to have. I bought them when they was $10, and I jumped out when they made it to 16 because I had made my money back. I do have some EVs that are long-term hold for me that are not really performing right now, and I might have to revisit that one. And the next one, I know Larry's had this one.
I'm thinking about. Oh no, I didn't have this. Wait, what's their ticker again?
Solo. You had Solo.
Oh yeah, I still have Solo. I'm still holding on to them.
Okay, so Larry's holding on to them. Their current price is $7, which makes them very attractive to a lot of people. And you can see that they're giving them a 15% upside to $8. And as you can see, they're telling you what the company does. The company operates in 2 segments: electric vehicles, custom build vehicles. Its flagship product is Solo, a single seat vehicle. Because Larry, you jumped on these guys because don't they have big contracts in the golf industry, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, they're talking about making electric golf carts and those type of recreational vehicles.
Exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the report on the EVs. Those are 3 that you guys can put on your game plan for Monday. You've seen what they're writing as the upside potential. Definitely something to take a look at. And so, Larry, where you want to go next?
I feel like we have to talk about Churchill Capital, man, because they just keep on running. They just keep running up, and Warren Buffett got involved and just ran them all the way up.
Yeah, man. And so, Larry, let me read some of the comments we got in here. AJ jumped on Ford, just like we mentioned. Long call. It can't hurt you with Ford. Kobe James, salute Lamont. I got on Riot at $8 due to your advice. Kobe
Don't
James,
talk about Riot with Lamont. You might set him off.
Kobe James, let me tell you something, my brother. I'm proud of you. I got in Riot, right? And I bought like 100 and some odd shares. And I just got out of them, not this past Friday, but the previous Friday when they hit $50. Because, I'm kind of a traditionalist investor. When you make enough money, you got to pull your profits. Now, what I didn't do that would have been correct, I should have held some of them. I pulled all that money, and now the stock is like 80 some odd dollars, man. So salute to you, my brother. This is why we have these forums. This is why we do the Sunday game plan, because you'll find these little gems that you can buy right now while they're on discount and hold on to them. So salute to you. And we're going to keep this thing going. So, Larry, where you want to go next? You want to go cryptos next, or you want to talk about 2 good dividend real estate stocks?
Well, we're already talking about Riot, so let's go with the cryptos.
Oh, man, just hurt my feelings. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know and have seen just what's been going on with cryptos and with Riot. And I mentioned to people when we did the Riot talk that what you want to do if you're a little nervous about holding cryptos, invest in the companies that have blockchain technology, which is what powers crypto technology, and also has some holdings with crypto. So Riot is one of them. Another one that I just told Larry about is SOS Limited. But for those of you that are strictly wanting to do cryptos, I've got the list that was in Barron's Magazine and Market Beat. And let's take a look at this. So Larry, This is what's been happening in cryptos the last 7 days, the last day, and up to the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, if the
That's just
crypto
crazy.
it's unbelievable. If the crypto that you're interested in is not on this list, don't mess with it. And the reason why I say that is because I'm seeing the same list in all the major publications for people who are investing in cryptos. And those are the ones that's going to rise. So, of course, Bitcoin is the top one, but a lot of us can't afford a whole coin. But in the last 7 days, 21% on your money. Ethereum came up with 9%. But look at Binance Coin, Larry. In the last 7 days, it took a 95% jump, but in the last day, it lost 20%. You can't do nothing with that. And then look just below it. You got a coin called Polkadot. I can't make this stuff up. It's called Polkadot, ladies and gentlemen. 7 days, 45%. Last day, 18%, and it only lost 1%. That is definitely one you want to take a look at. And just below it, Carnado. That one took 30% in the last week, gained 20% in the last day, and only went backwards 7%. And it's only $1.14. And of course, you can invest in any of the rest on the list. But you guys know I love my history. I love historical data on stocks. And if it's proven to be a long, strong stock over the course of just a week, 7 days, as things have been going up, these are kind of the ones you think you probably can lay some money down on and go to sleep at night, especially if the price is not too much. You're talking Carnado is $1.14, Polkadot is $40, and Binance Coin is $2.57. That one might give you a headache. But if you go down to the one that everybody loves to invest in, Ripple, it's losing money. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm always telling Larry, don't invest in every penny stock or penny Bitcoin you see, because over time, it's not helping you gain anything. So
which one are you looking at?
Ripple, XRP.
Oh, XRP. Okay.
Yeah, it lost 11% 7 days ago, lost another 4% yesterday, and then it lost 0.32% an hour ago. Of this list right here, I would stick to right here with these two. If you can't afford a whole coin or any of the top three, I would stick to Polkadot and Carnado. But here's the catch with them, Larry. Both of those coins will only allow you to get the coin if you have Ethereum or Bitcoin. So you can only buy into those coins by owning other coins. So if you've got Ripple and you want to get Carnado or Polkadot, you can use that to buy it. You can go on their website and buy them. You can use Coinbase to buy them. Larry, I know you was talking about messing with that Dogecoin. How do you feel about some of these cheaper names up here that are still getting the same growth as Bitcoin is getting?
I mean, I don't know, man. I still have mixed feelings about cryptos. I mean, I see Bitcoin going up and up and up, and considering all the people that are going to get into it, I know they're going to keep going up. But the other ones I'm not sure about, and I'll tell you why. Because as far as I know, I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only ones that you can actually spend.
No,
I don't know about how you spend the other ones.
So Larry, you can on this list. I should have clipped that part too, but on this list, starting from the top, Bitcoin you can spend, Ethereum you can spend, Binance you can spend, and Litecoin you can spend.
Yeah, see, I think the ones that allow you to spend are going to be the ones that make it. And I think that eventually, I mean, these other ones are, I mean, people have stuff invested. I just feel like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I know people have real money invested in, and I just don't know what is behind it to make these things have any value. I just don't. I mean, it's like I look at this in the same way I look at these blank check companies and stocks. It's like I don't know what's behind it, so I don't feel comfortable with it. When I look at a company like Apple or Tesla or Disney, they have physical things behind it. They have real tangible assets that substantiate their stock price. Larry,
you can say this about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has substantial holdings with 3 major companies. So you can say that they've got major companies behind them. $1.5 billion with Tesla, BlackRock Holdings, one of the oldest and biggest investment houses, has got some, and JP Morgan is about to buy $500 million in Bitcoin. So you can say that those do have a little bit more backing than the blank check companies.
That just makes, to me, when I see that makes those companies, it makes that currency that much more vulnerable, because when you look at it, and I'm not saying, I know you love Tesla, I'm not dogging Tesla or anything, but let's say that something happens with Tesla. Let's say that something happens where Tesla goes downhill quickly. Let's just say, for whatever reason, that that Elon Musk goes on some crazy racist, rant and just and basically he gets ousted. Let's say the board decides they're going to oust him. The direction of the company goes downhill, and a year later, Tesla's $700 and something stock is down to 420. And now they're looking at, we have such and such amount of money here in Bitcoin. Let's get rid of that. Let's get that off our books and move that money into something else. And let's say some of the other companies start doing the same thing. Maybe they decide they want to get this. They want to pull some profits from that. Let's say they got into Bitcoin at 56,000 and now it's at 100,000. And so they start saying, you know what, we're going to start pulling profits. Well, what happens when that drives the value of the coin down? And it's all that power is concentrated in with just a few not small, but a few large companies. I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. I'm not one for government regulation all the time, but I'm starting to think, as more and more of these companies get involved, I think they need to be regulated. I just do.
Well, that's going to almost defeat the purpose of Bitcoin. However, this is what I will tell anyone. I'm going to put this graph up here.
I think a decentralized currency is a danger to the United States of America.
I can feel, I feel you on that, but I'm going to say this and then we'll move on. If you're going to lay down money, ladies and gentlemen, number one, it needs to be money that you can blow. That's number one. If you lay the money down and you get a quick jump in the cryptos, don't be afraid to pull the profit out and maybe keep your capital in if you want to do that. And last but not least, Barron's Magazine, Market Beat, and the places I read are giving everything on this list the highest level of legitimacy. So if you're going to buy a coin, stick to what's on this list. I see my folk AJ is real big in the Ripple. Ripple is on the list. It's just they had a bad week. So if you're going to do it, stick here. And Larry, we're going to move on to give them. Go ahead.
And the other thing is, too, you don't have to buy a full coin. You can just throw, if you want to say, I only have $500, you can throw $500 into Bitcoin and own just a piece of the coin. You don't have to own a whole coin. No. So if you own $500 worth of Bitcoin and Bitcoin shoots up 1,000%, well, guess what? Your $500 investment just shot up 1,000%.
Yep.
So it's not like you have to buy. It's sort of like fractional stocks that you can get with these brokers now. So if you want to own Amazon and you don't have $3,000 to buy a share of Amazon, you just go ahead and start buying fractional shares.
Yeah, and like I tell Larry and young investors, owning a share of a stock is a good thing. You still get the percentage of what happens with the company. Same thing with crypto. It's not a bad thing. If you can't buy 50 shares, don't let that prevent you from getting it. Get you one share, get you a fractional share, whatever the case may be. All right, Larry, let's move on to probably the highlight of this thing, but not at the expense of the people in Texas. So, ladies and gentlemen, the people in Texas have just got devastated. They was super unregulated in their energy grid, and there are some stocks that always take a huge bump when we have natural disasters. And 3 of them you guys are familiar with, so we're not going to deep dive into those. Walmart, Home Depot, and Lowe's. You guys know Home Depot and Lowe's are home improvement companies, and you guys know Walmart is a major retailer. After natural disasters, they always bump, and Walmart has its highest number of stores in Texas, as well as Home Depot. So those are 3 you can add to your list. But 3 that you might not know about, other industries that deal with repairing natural disasters, is water solutions, battery companies, engineering companies, ladies and gentlemen, and generator companies. So we'll start with the generator company. The biggest name in the generator company, my people, is Generac. Their ticker is GNRC. So they're saying demand for generators increases if a storm results in a major power loss. And my folk, not only did they lose power, they lost heat, they lost good water, they lost everything. Now, Generac is a very expensive stock, but the company has been doing gangbuster numbers already, and I'm sure they're going to do more. And what I read from Barron's, they are sitting on a 2,000 list back order for Generac generators going to Texas. So, ladies and gentlemen, when they have their next revenue report, that stock is going to be through the moon. Take a look at them. And then you have in water solutions, clean water shortages can occur after a major storm hits, especially when flood water affects public drinking water. One of the leaders in this area is Xylem. Their ticker is XYL, making it company to watch during a storm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the news. These people were told to boil water, but they don't have no heat and energy. How the hell are you going to boil something? You can't do it. They need water desperately. So you want to add this one to your ticker because they are one of the major conglomerates in that area that are going to be providing water. Then we've got the battery companies. And here's the excerpt on that. Battery sales usually increase before storms are expected as consumers stock up on batteries to power their flashlights and radios. When you think a household battery, Panasonic Corporation, PCRFY is their ticker, and Duracell may come to mind. And here's another one you can jump on. Berkshire Hathaway acquired battery company Duracell from Procter & Gamble in 2016. So
did you
that's
just say Berkshire Hathaway?
Berkshire Hathaway. You see that
Come
right
on.
there?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Nobody out here. No, well, I'm not gonna say no one. No one like right in this house has Berkshire Hathaway money.
They have two stocks, Larry. They've got their one stock that's 270,000. Then they've got the smaller one, like they did a split like Google did. So they've got Berkshire A, Berkshire B. You can get in on Berkshire B for like $150, something like that, 190 or something like that. So there you go.
Let's see what Berkshire B is.
And while he's looking that up, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you the engineering companies. So on your engineering front, we've got these companies include ACOM, which their ticker is ACM, and Fluorocorp, ticker FLR. Both of them are major government contractors. And ladies and gentlemen, Biden just cut money to Texas. He didn't do none of that bullshitty flim-flam that Trump was doing. I'm not going to fund the blue states. They're horrible government. He ain't do none of that. He funded them, and these are the companies that come in during natural disasters. But listen to this. This is why I like these companies, because I like companies with diversity. In addition, Flora has a diverse business, including engineering, procurement, construction, fabrication, modernization, commissioning, and maintenance, and project management services, all of which may see additional revenue following this major storm. ACOM's business is equally as diverse, as it provides services for projects including highways, bridges, government and commercial buildings, water facilities, and power transmission and distribution. Larry, immediately, that should be the number 1 and 2 stocks out of everything I talked about tonight, because the roads and bridges was so messed up. Texas had a 600 car pileup. Those bridges in Texas are shot. Those roads are horrible. Not only are they going to need that infrastructure, but they're also going to need the other sources that these two engineering companies provide. And they already have the government contract in place. I expect to see them both grow.
And not only that, we have an infrastructure deal coming down the pike sometime during this administration. So It may not be in the next couple of months, but it's coming.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you can get a 2-for-1 deal on these stocks right here. And so be sure you've written those down and you're investing in those. And last point we're going to give you guys before we get out of here. Larry, I found a new IPO. I think you overlooked it.
Uh-oh.
Drops tomorrow. Roth CH Acquisitions, the third. Price range is $10. They've got 15 million shares. They're seeing a build-up volume of 150 billion. Larry, are you getting it?
I
Getting
saw
in,
that,
getting
but I
out.
didn't bring it up to you because it's a holding company, right?
As a holding, it's basically like a SPAC, basically.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's there. It's one of those companies that's there, pretty much solely designed to acquire other companies.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I've never been a big fan of those. I like companies that actually make something.
Now, Larry in the beginning was a fan, and I used to always fight with Larry. I was like, Larry, it's a blank check. They hold no assets. I mean, if they decide to walk away with your money tomorrow, what happens? However, this is what we have both learned. Now, we don't believe in these companies long term, but short term, around announcements of who they're doing business with, oh hell yeah, we believe in them then. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to take a stab to see who they partner with, just park your money. You can make that plan, but don't plan on these to be long-term holds. It needs to be when you game plan for any of these holding companies, you need to know when you're planning to get out, just due to the volatility that's associated with these companies. Before we get out of here, Larry, is there anything you want to add as parting words? We will be going over to B. Avery's Just My Opinions live stream shortly after this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk a little movie, little TV shows, but it's important that we bring you guys the Monday morning game plan so that you are prepared to take advantage of the market and buy dips, buy gains, and get what you guys need.
Yeah, I'm probably sometime during this week going to get rid of Apple. I kind of want to hold them, but it's just not doing anything. I mean, I'm making more money sitting in a savings account. I mean, it's not going up. It's just stagnant. I mean, it's just stagnant. So I might as well just take that.
Oh my God, Larry, no, you
didn't. To work.
No, you did. But Larry, I thought there was a long-term hold for you. Or you ready? Or you want your money working now?
I want to see it move somewhat. I mean, even if it's a long-term hold, I want to see it move up a little bit. This thing hasn't moved at all since I got it. I mean, I bought it at 126 and it's at 129. I want more movement than that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, I'm seriously debating getting out of Facebook. Facebook is dealing with, and don't get me wrong, I believe that what's his name, that Mark Zuckerberg is a very savvy CEO and his team over there is very savvy. I think that they're going to somehow turn this all around. You still have that IPO thing up on the screen, man.
Someone asked to put it back up real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, but I'm worried about the direction that the country, that not just the country, but the world is going in regards to Facebook. It seems like people are thinking, nah, they have too much power. They're sort of becoming a country of their own, like a digital country of their own, and people just aren't happy with it. I mean, just this last week, Australia was saying that they're going to have to start paying licensing fees for news articles that are placed up on their site. And they decided they were just going to block all news in Australia because of it. Whereas Google went ahead and cut a licensing deal,
Right. I saw that.
I'm just not sure. I'm not sure I'm happy with the direction they're going, and they don't really seem like they're growing much either. I feel like they've been pretty stagnant as well. They seem to hover around 260, 270. They don't really do it. I was waiting for them maybe to crack 300. I just haven't really seen them do it.
Yeah, Larry. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. If you are someone who is investing for greater, you're holding for 5 years, or you're going to pass it down to your kids, Apple and Facebook are two you should definitely have in your portfolio. But if you're someone who's trying, kids. Right, but if you're someone who's trying to get some modicum of return, I would say in less than 3 years, they have been flat. I would still encourage investing in both stocks, but just know that they're both flat right now. I do see them both going up, but those are the kind of stocks you turtle shell. They go really slow. They do grow, but they're not going to be for someone who's trying to get their money within 2 to 3 years. Facebook
I'm
cracked 300 one time, Larry, and I
It
thought about
did.
selling then, and then it went right back down to like 270.
Yeah. I mean, part of me is thinking that I might just want to grab something that's a little bit less expensive and, something maybe that pays some dividends and then just let that sit there. I mean, if I'm going to get something that's going to sit there, I'd rather, I guess, have something where I can own more shares and,
and pay a dividend. I feel you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
And there are some great real estate ETFs, some real estate REIT ETFs out there that the stock continues to grow and they pay a high dividend, 5 to 7%. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be covering them next weekend. But we're out of here for now. Shouts out to everybody that came through. My brother Buzz, my sister Tressa C, my brother AJ, Jarvis coming on in here. And we ain't talking about Jarvis from WandaVision. Ralph coming through, giving the boys some love. And my folks, Tim Windsor, who has been with this channel since we was doing Cody and still sticks with the channel as we evolve our content. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. We'll be back tomorrow night. We're going over here to B. Avery's channel. Come join us if you have the time. That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, get yourself that life gain. Until tomorrow's Sexy as Hell video, we'll see you.
Peace.